Brown Deer High School. Welcome to Prep Basketball on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Tonight, a Division II sectional final matchup featuring the Whitnall Falcons taking on the Blue Dukes from Whitefish Bay. And greetings everybody, Bob Brainerd along with my partner Shannon Smith. Only 4 tickets in Division II get a chance to get punched for the trip to the Kohl Center in Madison. One of these 2 teams will punch their ticket and load up the bus to make their way to state next week. Shannon, these 2 teams had very difficult brackets, very difficult roads, and difficult games on Thursday to get here. Whitefish Bay knocked off #1 seed Washington to punch their ticket here on Saturday. And Whitnall, they beat upstart Waukesha North in an overtime matchup, so here they are matching up this afternoon. When you look at these teams, Shannon, both these teams have excellent 1-2 punches. Elijah Moore for Whitefish Bay is a scoring machine, but so is their leading scorer, a talented junior, David Thompson.
Yeah, he's had a phenomenal year, 21 points a game. Had a big game against Washington, scored some baskets down the stretch that led him to victory, but he's going to have a defensive task in guarding Harrow, but he has to score big points tonight.
You mentioned Harrow. That's Tyler Harrow. Super sophomore, D1 schools galore across the country are already drooling over this kid. He had 40 points in the overtime win over Waukesha North, but that's nothing new, Shannon. This sophomore can score in bunches.
Yeah, absolutely. He has extreme confidence when he's on the basketball floor. He shoots it well from deep. He's well coached. He's disciplined. He's a leader already as a sophomore, so that's so impressive to see.
And don't sleep on his tandem partner, Kevion Taylor. He's a top scorer as well for these Falcons. It's time to get it on here in Brown Deer. The Falcons and Blue Dukes starting lineup, opening tip, and a trip to state is on the line next. Back here at the Novak Dome in Brown Deer. It is loud, it is loaded. Going to be SRO for this matchup in Division II. The final ticket to be punched for the state tournament next week in Madison. Starting 5 for each side, and we mentioned the dynamic duos that both these teams have. Elijah Moore for Whitefish Bay comes in averaging just over 19 a contest. Thompson over 21 a contest. And of course, you've got Tyler Harrow coming in at 24.6 points a game. But Kevion Taylor right behind, and he will hit the glass as well at 18.6 a game. Talented junior for the Falcons. Steve Kujua is the head coach of the Falcons, his 4th season. He's been around the program for a long time and has coached basketball for a long time. Talented team that finished 2nd in the Woodland East behind Brown Deer. And a new face in the North Shore. Chris Milner, his 1st season, takes over for Dave Lazovic, who was the head coach at Bay for 6 seasons, stepped aside for family reasons. All this young man did, and I say young man, he's only 26 years old, is lead this team to a 3rd place finish in the very tough North Shore. And here they are, 1 game away from going to state. What a season it's been for Milner and the Blue Dukes. They're in the home whites with the blue trim. Whitnall in the road navy with the gold and white. Bay wins the tip, but ball's on the deck. So are the Blue Dukes and Falcons. And it'll be Whitnall basketball. Arrow in play already, just 6 seconds in.
Well, it's a good opportunity to see this young sophomore stud. Hearing a lot of good things about his game. Hearing he has clutch veins. Let's see if he can come up with some big baskets tonight.
There is Hero taking the first shot. It's short, just grazed the rim. Blue Dukes will look to push the basketball, push the issue, get transition baskets. And Whitnall, cognizant of that, will have to get back quickly to avoid that.
Well, not only is the Blue Dukes going to have to score points on the board, but this is going to be a collective team defensive effort.
Moore, first shot rolls off. Nice take, strong take to the hoop. Here's Hero back on the other end. The sophomore, baseline pull-up, won't go. He's 0 for 2. Ball tipped around, gathered in by the Falcons. 3 ball on the way, and it bounces off for Brault. Here's Thompson. There's Moore for 3. Long shot doesn't go. And we got a foul on the backside. Here are the brackets, and we can tell you it's all set except for this game. Wanakee advanced, knocking off Fort Atkinson, so the winner here gets Wanakee. And you saw our game earlier here on the Sports Channel. Kaukauna taking care of a young Cedarburg team. You know they'll be back. They get Kobe King and La Crosse Central in the other semifinal. Nice feed, and the finish by Mixon, and there's Hero. How unselfish he is for all the scoring he has, Shannon.
Well, you see his ability scoring off the high screen. Look at the court vision. He had an outside jump shot he probably could took, but he found an open teammate on the interior.
Thompson loads up the triple and misses, and Hero comes up with the rebound. You would think somebody who's averaging 24 points a game would only look to shoot, but this young man rebounds and dishes the basketball as well. Dishes there. Ball swing, back to Hero. Working in the paint, 10-footer, won't go. Still 0 from the field.
And the best thing the Blue Dukes can do is make him work for each and every basket. He may score. He's averaging 24 points. He's not one of those guys that's going to continue to force the issue, but you have to put him in difficult situations, make him uncomfortable on the floor.
Thompson, jump stop, double teamed, and a travel. Great defense by the Falcons to cause that turnover. So 2-0. The stalemate continues here. Just the lone bucket by Whitnall to show for it. Both defenses right in the grill of each other. Make it 4-0 as Taylor hits. Taylor, 6'5" junior. This kid, and I'll tell you what, he is the sleeper because Hero gets so much attention. Don't fall asleep, he'll kill you. That 3-ball missed by Moore. Whitnall still pitching a shutout. Mixon goes in.
That's great help defense.
Stuffed by Moore. Back the other way. Thompson can't finish. Got stuck underneath the glass too high and then thrown away the other way. Both teams going a little too fast on the accelerator right now, Shannon.
Well, that was great help defense by Elijah Moore. Collapsing on Hero as he went to the basket. That's what you're going to need. You're going to need 5 guys collectively getting into that lane, closing that area, scoring off for Hero.
Bay looking for their first bucket. Thompson feeds inside, bucket and one. Great job as Kaspari scores, but give the credit to Thompson for penetrating in the paint and finding the open teammate.
Yeah, the nice hesitation dribble by Thompson freezes the defender, finds the streaking Kaspari, cutting down the lane for the basket.
And only the basket, misses the free throw. He's only a 37% free throw shooter. Bay as a team only shoots 66. And Whitnall very good at the stripe. Brault, pull up, pop at the free throw line, and Austin, the senior guard, connects.
And when you have a scoring guard on your team like Hero, it also opens up opportunities for you on the wing. They're going to be keying on his, areas on the floor where he's strong. So you have to be able to step up and knock down shots.
Thompson, the fancy pass, disrupted by the Falcons. Moore in the paint, floater goes.
Kind of a lost start in today's game, kind of coming back a little bit more, but a nice floater in the lane. You don't have to take it all the way in. Just nice teardrop down for 2.
In the lane. Shot won't go for Alexopoulos. Falcons get it back, and Daniel on the putback scores. They call him the mini Greek freak. Took him 2 tries to get that bucket. Make it 8-4. That one last touch by Bay. So another turnover by the Blue Dukes. Right now they're having a tough time, Shannon, getting into their offense.
Well, that's because of the defense. This is a high intensity game. Teams are going to be coming at you. Being ready to aim for the call is extremely important.
You see who's in the house. Head coach Greg Gard of the Badgers. He and several other D1 schools are looking at this young man with the basketball. But he lost it. Bay goes back the other way, and Thompson will score in the transition. What a feed from Zach Casey.
Unselfish basketball in transition.
Down the lane, Brault, no. Good take, empty trip. Elijah Moore, dump it down, and layup ties it by Casey. So Casey distributes, and now this time Moore gives it back to Zach for the tying hoop. That's what Whitefish Bay wants to do. Push the issue, try to get transition baskets. Last 2 times, they've been able to do that. Hero. Dump down. Gets it back head of the wheel. Brault, they leave him open. He'll load up the triple and hit. Makes them pay with a wide open triple.
Brault is having an outstanding first half. Taking what the defense is giving him, making them pay.
More too much. Hero the other way, and the paint rattles it down. And transition bucket that time for Whitnall. Taste of Whitefish Bay's medicine there. It was tied a moment ago. Whitnall +5. Moore for 3. Whitnall +2.
These two teams have came out ready to play, striking early from outsides. Elijah Moore squares up, rises over the defender, knocks it down from outside.
Yeah, some hiccups early, Shannon, but now they're starting to get into their groove, starting to feel it. Hero, dump across. Brault turns, kicks. Mixon goes up, gets fouled. And Andrew Mixon will go to the stripe, the 6'5 senior. Our Twitter poll that we ran asking you who would come out with the W in this one. That close on the Twitter poll. Whitefish Bay by a tick, 52-48. And that is generally the feeling coming in for this matchup today. In for the Blue Dukes, Cade Garcia, 32. Macklin Quarterbein, some physical presence there, football player for Bay. He's in 23. Cade Garcia, sharpshooter who hit some big buckets on Thursday against Washington. Whitnall will check in Darren Thomas, a senior guard. He's number 12. So Falcons by 4. As Thompson hesitates, tried to feed it to Quarterbein, too hot to handle.
Yeah, that's a good pass by Thompson. You got to be ready. Quarterbein not ready for that laser pass from Thompson.
Backcourt pressure by Thompson. Brault breaks it, dumps it down. Taylor is there. What awareness by Austin Brault to find Kevion Taylor for 2.
Well, not a good gamble by Thompson defensively. Allows Mixon to get by. Brault get by for the dump down for the lay-in.
Great vision. Going in, blocking foul called as Taylor took the abuse but got called for the foul, got there a tad late against Elijah Moore. First on Taylor. So Elijah Moore, senior who has stepped up his game each and every year at Whitefish Bay. And this young man, just 6 feet, but an outstanding shooter. Kid who plays bigger than his frame. Off to a good start here. Moore just a 64% free throw shooter. Whip pass, who touched it last? One of the, I think it was Garcia of Bay. So it'll stay with the Falcons. Thomas to Harrell. Turn. Side of the rim. Rebound Thompson. Probing the court. Off to Garcia. Back to Thompson. Between the legs. 3-ball short. Grazed the front of the rim. Hero goes the other way. Thompson almost stole it. Thomas couldn't finish. Loose change. Who wants it? Bay gets it. and then throws it away.
And those are one of those errors that as a coach you don't mind, because it's an error being aggressive. An error when you're trying your best and you're giving your best effort, it just shows the intensity of the game, but also you're not being careless, you're just giving your extra effort.
Timeout Whitnall. They'll talk things over. A little helter-skelter to start the game. Both teams settled in, got comfortable, and now a little helter-skelter, a little sloppy once again as both teams try to figure it out. All right, we mentioned in the open, Shannon, the tough bracket, the tough road these two teams had. We weren't kidding. I mean, look at this. Bayview gave Whitnall everything they could handle to win by 3. Pewaukee, lopsided score, but the Pirates, they were a handful as well. And Whitnall able to survive there. And then Waukesha North, they got out of there in overtime after North put on a furious second-half rally. And Tosa East, Pius, and Milwaukee, Washington, that was the road for Bay. Tell you what, partner, these two teams earned to be here this afternoon.
We talked about earlier in the year, the teams that you would think are going to be playing at this time of the year is not going to be, because the teams have been evenly matched. At this time, the best players, the best teams, find their way playing at the end. So it's not much of a surprise, but at the same time it is.
Taylor, floater, in and out. Boy, it's halfway down for Kevion. Quick push. Casey off the window for 2. And credit Elijah Moore again. Unselfish basketball, finding number 3 who had an opening. Bay stays close, down by 3. Hero slides in, blocked by Thompson on the backside. David, the other way, scores with a little fancy twist on the end.
He's able to have a great defensive block on Hero. And it's only fitting that he's able to score on the other end.
And get back on the other end, Shannon. My goodness, turned on the Jets to get there and make that play. Hero, fade away, rolls out, rebound. Quarterbein, we told you he brings that football toughness. Here's Cade Garcia to the rack, overlay, Quarterbein, up and in. Put the shoulder pads back on, young man, getting physical in the paint, and Bay leads it.
And that's great defense by the Blue Dukes. Turns into a great transition follow-up offensive rebound.
Wide open, Brault. He connects. Can't leave him open anymore, Shannon. He's answered.
Yeah, what a strong first half. He's letting what the defense is giving him dictate what he does on the floor. He hasn't forced the issue. He's been knocking down outside wide open shots. A guy you're going to have to key on. You can't worry too much about Hero. You're doing a good job of keeping him honest on the offensive end of the floor.
Reach
now
and
you're going
foul.
to have to start looking at other players.
Reach and foul, partner, on Brault that time, his first. Yeah, Bay defensively, they are picking their poison, focusing on Taylor, certainly on Hero. And Brault has answered with a couple key buckets. Charlie Cohen in, number 4 for the Blue Dukes. They're trailing by 1 here. Hand off to Moore, triple on the way, rolls off, big rebound by Taylor. Up ahead. Hero down the lane, sidesteps the defense and scores.
Yeah, that's a great job by Hero with the shot fake. Goes down the lane, lays it in with the right.
I bet great guard taking notes. Yep, like that move. Yep, that'll work. Almost a steal by Tyler. Still hustles to try to get it. Goes and makes some friends in the Blue Dukes student section.
And not only is he an offensive threat, you see that he also gets after it defensively. And then after the tip, still continues to fight and get that loose ball. Sometimes players think it's just enough to get that tip, but that extra effort to actually get the steal is what coaches look for.
That was Garcia from the parking lot. Again, he had 13 against Washington the other night, including 3 ginormous three-point baskets, key baskets in the second half. Almost a steal. Instead, Whitnall, bucket and 1. Thomas distributes to Alexopoulos for the score.
Well, that's an unselfish basketball play. Sees a streaking Daniel. Alexopoulos for the finish.
Alexopoulos to the line. He's only a sophomore. He's a lefty, and lefties always cause matchup problems. And the southpaw knocks down the free throw. So just when Bay came all the way back to regain the lead, here they are, down 6 once again. That's Cohen with the basketball, the quarter bind. Thompson to Jake Fisher. Back to Fisher, down the lane. Cohen for 3, yes. Great ball movement by Bay. Sucked everyone in from Whitnall into the paint, and Cohen knocks it down from the corner. Jump ball, tie-up, and Bay will get the basketball there. Down 24-21.
You know, offensively, one of the hardest sets to guard is the driving kick. There's not one person that you're able to key on. All 5 defenders are going to have to help. They also have to be ready to shoot on the offensive end.
Quarter bind on the putback. And Macklin, who averages 4-6 a game, already has 4. Both of them big buckets. Brault to the bucket. Another big one for Austin.
Yeah, he's really stepping it up in this first half. Playing extremely solid. Not only is he shooting well from the outside, but he's taking it to the rack with a reckless abandon.
David Thompson did just that, Shannon. Took it in strong, drew the foul. Darren Thomas on the contact. Inbound Bay. A triple here would tie it. Garcia deadly from outside. Fisher right wing. Quarterbind to Thompson. Square, turn, fire, hit. Bay down 1.
Yeah, that's the way to square up and take what the defense gives you.
5.5 left in the first half. Reach-in foul on Thompson. Lake Country Publications and now newspapers, mobile and ready for action with coverage in print and online. We are where you are. We're in Brown Deer. Final team of the Final 4 for Division I. Look, in Division II, I beg your pardon. Across Central, Kaukauna, Wanakee are all in. Hero, short. Thompson looks to push. And then pushes off. Foul will be called on Alexopoulos, who got in the way. You see the final there. Kaukauna pulling away from Cedarburg in the second half. And the Galloping Goats on their way to state. Hope you enjoyed that game right here on the Sports Channel this afternoon. And Cedarburg, Shannon, we know how young that group is. They'll be back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thompson getting fancy, going up, draws the foul. He'll go to the line. And right now, Shane, you can see number 11 starting to take over, put the team on his back.
Oh, he called that a hezzy. Gets Daniel up in the air with the pump fake. Continues his dribble. Gets to the basket for the foul.
Waiting for you to call him the Skywalker at some point today.
No, I want people to understand what we're talking about, so I'm not going to go that far back.
You're old enough. I certainly am. Here's the junior. 79% free throw shooter. He's one of the better shooters from the stripe. Again, keep that in mind as a team. Bay, they struggle at the line, and Whitnall very good. So if it comes down to free throws to decide this one, the percentages favor the Falcons. Thompson splits. We're tied at 26. Hero getting the air ball treatment now from the Blue Duke fans. Brault steps in, missed that one. Fight for the boards. Out of the scrum, Elijah Moore. Look at the quickness. To Fisher. To Quarterbein. Barrels in, kicks it. Moore for three. And then Taylor cleared the board, and a foul on Thompson with the reach in there. Second on Thompson.
And it's a tough call, but that's great hustle. You know, you want your point guard giving it all he has in a game of this magnitude. And we'll just chalk that up as a great hustle play. Just happened to be on the wrong end of a foul.
John Fuhrer, Greg Dottie, Mark Sorensen, our officials this afternoon. Hero, twisting, turning, fading away. Another air ball. He's gonna hear it some more now from the Whitefish Bay faithful.
Well, you shot that air ball because that's strong on-ball defense. You know, they're making it difficult for him once he gets it on the perimeter. Nothing is coming easy. You can obviously see that the Blue Dukes have had their scouting report, and they have been studying it well.
More moving bodies around. They spread the floor. And then it goes awry off Moore. Ball was going one way, Elijah the other. Turnover on Bay. He stayed tied with under 4 to go in the first half. Mixon. Floater won't go. Little shovel on the baseline. Quarterbein turning, going up. Lost the ball. Taylor was there, just swiped it out of midair.
Yeah, that's a good no call by the officials. When you go to the basket out of control, you're not going to get bailed out by the officials.
Hero lost it. Quarterbein takes it away. Returns the favor. Hands it off. Foul called on Mixon. That'll send Zach Casey to the line. And when the Blue Dukes move the basketball, good things happen. Well, we had 10 weekly winners for our Play of the Week during the regular season. We then had open voting for the Play of the Year contest, as you know, the past 2 weeks, and now we're ready to announce our winner, chosen by you, the fans. Stay tuned at halftime. We'll announce the winning play and what school gets the $1,000 donation. Thanks to everybody, again, who watched the plays and voted all season long, right here on TWCSportsChannel.com. Y'all did well to get down there and help decide among our final 10. Free throws good that time by Casey, who shoots 69% at the stripe. Bay back in front by a deuce. Winding down to 3 minutes left in the first half. Taylor hands it off to Brault. Austin runs into Fisher, who forces the turnover. Quarterbein and Cade Garcia gobbles up the ball and gets a timeout. Heady play by the sophomore.
Well, you can see why Whitefish Bay is still playing this season. This is a scrappy basketball team. All 5 guys with extreme levels of hustle. They dive on the floor for loose balls, sacrifices their bodies, but also look at the defensive effort they're putting as a team collectively on Tyler Hero.
Chris Milner, first-year head coach. Where did he come from? Well, he's an Illinois guy. He played college basketball at Viterbo College in lacrosse. And he's been an assistant coach at Cardinal Stritch for 4 seasons. And then, again, Dave Lazovic stepped aside after 6 years at Bay, did a terrific job there. Had some family reasons, had to step aside. And in comes Chris Milner. And what he did, Shannon, he made the schedule difficult. He said we're going to push the basketball, be up-tempo, and everybody bought in to what the new coach brought to the table. And you can see the results. Here they are, a step away from state. Zach Casey missed the shot, gets it back, goes up, gets fouled. Back to the line he goes. Zach Casey, tough senior on the interior. One of those right place, right time guys, Shannon. Always knows where he has to be, whether he's handling the basketball or not. heady player. And a chance to extend the lead here at the line. First one good.
You know, sometimes it's tough as a defensive player to get your points on the offensive end if you have a tough defensive assignment. And he's doing a great job in this first half with 8 points.
And money at the stripe the last 2 times. Bumps the lead to 4 for Bay. Taylor, who can handle the basketball, off to Thomas. Hero to Taylor, in the lane, goes up, counted and a foul. Nice hang time by number 24 in the paint, Shannon.
Kavion Taylor notices the 2 defenders coming on his left, spins to his right, absorbs the contact. He's going to the line for one more.
In their regional win against Pewaukee, Taylor had 30. And that's why we said, don't fall asleep on this young man, because if Hero's struggling, Taylor can help pick up the slack scoring-wise. Moore bounces in the lane for 2. Elijah, silky smooth like a pinball, and stops in midair to slow down his progress and score. Bay back up by 4. Kevion goes to work, gets tied up, and a foul called. Chris Miller says, where's the tie-up first? He thought jump ball should have happened before the foul.
Yeah, me too, absolutely. That's good defensive help. Could have resulted in a jump ball, but the play continued. You know, Kevion Taylor is headed to the line for 2.
Taylor, 80% free throw shooter. Got the first. Already up to 8. In comes Corey Drews for Whitnall. Corey's going to go play wide receiver at UW Oshkosh for the Titans. So he counters Macklin Quarterbein with that football toughness off the bench. Both those guys in there at the moment. Bay with the ball and the lead. Moore spreads the floor. Now needs help, finds Casey. Garcia left wing. Back pedals and resets. Quarterbein the handoff. Fisher thought about it, goes inside. The Quarterbein with a give and go, easy 2. Teamwork once again pays off for Bay.
You just have to be able to read your defender. Pass and go, simple basketball. Once your defender turns his back, you slide for the easy one.
Blue Dukes set it up and Falcons took the bait. Lead is 4. Thomas down the lane, curls and gets fouled. Nice job by the senior guard there. I think he was looking to dish once he got into the lane, Shannon, but decided, hey, it's open, keep going. To the line he goes. Thomas, only 44% at the stripe. One more coming for the senior. Good role player, good senior leadership off the bench for these Falcons this year. Missed them both. Bay stays in front. 45 seconds left, first half, here in this D2 sectional final. Fisher to Quarterbein. Again, Bay spreading the floor.
You know, Whitnall's going to have to play solid defense. All 5 guys have to be in tune to weak side help.
Be aware of someone sneaking in the lane for an easy 2. Blue Dukes should have the final shot here of the half. Moore will take that shot. Missed it. Brault from midcourt. It's off the glass. Into the locker room they go. 34-30. Whitefish Bay in front in this Division II sectional final. A trip to state on the line. Blue Dukes in front by 4 over the Falcons. Welcome back to Brown Deer. All eyes in Division II on this game. The final team of the Final Four to go to state. Whitefish Bay in front at the half over Whitnall, 34-30. Bob Brainerd, Shannon Smith, our Sports Channel crew. First half X Factor Shannon, Elijah Moore. He was certainly a difference maker.
Oh, absolutely. He had a tough task of collectively being able to defend Hero, but also he's getting after it on the offensive end. He's knocking down outside shots, being an attacker, getting into the paint. Had a nice floater in that first half, and you see him right here, silky smooth from the free throw line.
And for Whitnall, we told you about their 1-2 punch. Tyler Hero, certainly. Kevion Taylor, certainly. Austin Brault, the senior, certainly.
Well, absolutely. Brault has recognized Tyler struggling a little bit. So what he does is knock down shots. That's the best thing you can do to help out your teammates when they're struggling on the offensive end of the floor. Do your job, do it effectively, and Brault is doing just that.
That's what earns you that X Factor label. And Brault leading the way with 9 in the first half. Taylor behind at 8, and again, a Hero struggling a tad offensively, but you know he'll keep shooting and keep bringing it. Casey, another X Factor for Blue Dukes. He leads the way with 8. All right, we told you about it, so now it's time to announce our 8th annual High School Basketball Player of the Year. Viewers, fans, students, parents, you all helped choose our 10 regular season winners. We then held a vote for 2 weeks to see which lucky school and play would be determined as our play of the year. Let's go back to week 2 in December on this court to see the winning play. Jackson for the lead. Book it. Wabarocha for the win. Yes! Not yet. Congratulations, Pius Catholic. The Popes knocked off Brown Deer on that bucket and fouled by Victor Wabarocha. And now Pius wins a grand donation to their athletic department. Time Warner Cable Sports Channel reporter J.P. Cadorn will also do a feature on the Popes to air on Sports Weekly in the coming weeks. Thanks again to everybody who voted. We also want to thank all the athletes that played basketball right here on the Sports Channel in the 38 games we brought the Brewers viewers this season. Hopefully, one of just many great memories created on live TV. More to come, partner, right?
Yeah, you're already thinking Brewers.
It is spring
about a month,
today.
right?
Yeah. Another half of basketball. First things first. Trip to state on the line. Taylor turned. Not sure he got a real clean look. Kind of shoveled it up there, hoping it would roll in.
Well, let's see what kind of adjustments Coach Kajawa has made to make things a little bit easier for Tyler Hero on the offensive end.
That'll be Whitnall basketball. Casey had it underneath the hoop, but Tyler Hero was lurking underneath and made it difficult for Zach to get a clean look. Thompson, little backcourt pressure on Brault. Taylor comes out. Draws all the attention. So does Hero. Brault inside to Taylor. Bumped and fouled. And Kevion not settling for the quick turnaround, Shannon, making Bay make contact and put him back at the line.
Yeah, that was a smart basketball play. Recognized he had that advantage, but also just gets extra contact with that pump fake, goes into his defender, gets him to the line.
One trait I like about Kevion Taylor, he doesn't want to be the alpha dog. He doesn't mind that his teammate Tyler Hero's getting all the attention, although Kevion's getting some D1 and D2 looks as well. But he is happy to defer the limelight and the spotlight and just kind of lurk. Ask Pewaukee, he scored 30 against them in a regional final.
Well, let me just say this. He doesn't have a choice. When you have a guy that can score 40 points, he's going to get the looks. He's going to get the green light every single possession.
And they'll pick each other up. Hero trying to pick himself step up and does with a tough fadeaway. My goodness.
Right on cue. You see why he is the alpha dog on this team. A nice fadeaway jumper from the corner.
And then rejects the shot underneath. And a travel turnover caused by the Falcon D, who would not give up on the play.
Not only offensively, but defensively. Man, Daniel back at it again with a nice block.
Oh, that was the mini Greek freak. I was screened out. I thought it was Hero. It was Alexopoulos who came from the backside for the rejection. Hero loads up. That one, a tough shot. Clanked off the side of the rim. Quick push, Thompson. Pull up from 18. Rattles it down. Bay back in front by 3.
Strong move. Aggressive. He's been doing it all first half.
Brault distributes. Perfect play. And Mixon gets the easy bucket from Austin.
A rare defensive lapse by the Blue Dukes on the defensive end. Whitnall takes advantage.
Fisher over to Moore. Thompson turns and squares. Not a good shot.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get a better one.
Whitnall looking for the go-ahead bucket here. Hero and Taylor play catch. Kevion goes to work. Strong to the rack. Falcons back in front. Back and forth we go in Brown Deer. Thompson lost the handle. Brault will bring it up. Taylor fires. Clanked off hard. Again, probably rushed that shot, Shannon.
Yeah.
Had time to do something more. Bay. Thompson for the lead. No.
Those are 2 consecutive poor shots by Thompson. You can get a better shot than that in the half court.
Yeah, and Chris Milner agrees with you. He looked over and said, what was that? Better selection needed.
You know, bad shots turn into turnovers, also transition baskets.
Hero breaking it down and kicking it in the corner. Brault for 3. Another one. Yes! Austin answers again.
He's the guy you definitely don't want to leave open. He's proven he's deadly from the outside. You have to make him a driver.
Moore missed it. Here's Taylor to Hero. No. And a foul will go against Taylor going after the loose change. This looked like an easy transition bucket for the Falcons, but Bay got back to disrupt things.
Transition defense with a great block by Elijah Moore.
Taylor, that's his 3rd foul, Shannon, so he'll get a break here. Probably not for very long, but can't afford to lose that young man with a 4th foul here with over 13 minutes left in regulation. Darren Thomas is in. From the corner, a 3-ball. Missed badly for Fisher. Reload. Moore. In and out. And last touch by Bay. It'll be Falcon basketball. This has been a real tug of war. One team pulls, the other one pulls back. That one pulled back by Fisher. Jake leads the break. Moore leans in, overlay. And Thomas tries to go the other way and gets undercut and fouled. First things first, Shannon, the block on this end.
Yeah, absolutely. Great transition defense and a block. He just snatches it out of midair.
Jake Fisher, quarterback on Bay's football team. Brault jumper. Too close. The way it's been going for him from outside. Moore goes quickly, and Moore took extra steps. Turnover Bay.
And that's just not a good play. You're going 1-on-5. Bad things happen when you rush yourself offensively. Do what got you here. Team basketball, moving without the basketball, finding easy layups, scoring in transition when you have numbers.
They had the lead at the half, had it to start this half, and now in a 3-minute-plus drought, down by 4. And Falcons pouncing on the opportunity. Thomas tried to steam shovel it in, and that'll be Bay basketball. Not only is Greg Gard in the house, but so is Wojo, Marquette head coach. He's keeping an eye on number 14 along with Wojo's assistant, Brett Nelson. Star power on display here. Backdoor feed to Moore. Scissor cuts it and scores. And now that time, he found a way and took the smart shot.
Absolutely. That's what Whitefish Bay has been doing all game. Patience on the offensive end. Unselfish basketball. Back cuts will get you good opportunities in the half court.
Hero, catch and shoot, scores again. Little trampoline bounce in the lane to put it down. Fisher had a look, drives instead, can't squeeze it in. Rebound Mixon, and then a blocking foul called on Thompson, I believe. Got a little anxious there going after the basketball. And that's the third on Thompson.
And Thompson's going to have to really play it safe if he is allowed to stay on the basketball floor. He's probably one of their best defenders, but also their best ball handler. So he's going to have to play smart. He may be getting out of this game in the next dead ball.
Kevion Taylor with his 3 fouls. Back in there for Whitnall. 11-11 to go in regulation. Taylor wanted someone to cut back door. Nobody home. Hero. With a backdoor feed. Last touch by Darren Thomas. So turnover Whitnall. Timeout Falcons. They lead by 4. We mentioned the tug of war, Shannon. Neither team able to run away and hide with a big lead, and that's been sort of the MO of both these teams. They have been tough as nails in tough ball games this year when teams respond, when they think they have the knockout punch. Both Whitnall and Whitefish Bay have found ways to provide the counterpunch.
Absolutely. Whitnall has got to feel good about themselves. Being up 4, but their best player is still struggling from the outside. Offensively, he's one of those guys that can get going if he gets a couple of good baskets. But being up 4 with your best player, having a hard time finding that basket is a good spot to be in.
Monday night at 5, celebrate the Green Bay Phoenix and their run to the NCAA tournament on Phoenix Rising. We'll have reaction from coaches and players from Selection Sunday, and a look ahead at their first round matchup. Phoenix Rising, it premieres Monday, 5 p.m. only here on Time Warner Cable Sports Channel. Congratulations to the reps from the Horizon League. Green Bay, what a run they had in the tournament. And they'll be dancing somewhere, and they'll find out, as will the rest of us, tomorrow evening. All right, the Final 4 in Division II needs one more team to fill that bracket. Will it be Whitefish Bay or Whitnall? Fisher. Kay Garcia's in there now for Thompson with those 3 fouls. They'll preserve him on the bench for the time being. Quarterbind, quick turn. Hoop wouldn't have it. Rebound Casey. Back to Quarterbind, scissors it and missed it. Great effort twice by Quarterbind. Empty trip, however. Here come the Falcons. And the mini Greek freak on the attack. Goes in and scores. Alexopoulos straight to the hoop for 2.
Daniel back at it again with the left hand.
Meanwhile, Jake Fisher back at it. Took on Brault, draws the foul. Second on Brault, and Fisher to the line. 54% free throw shooter. One more coming. Unusual hitch in the free throw shot here, Shannon.
Yeah, a little bit of an unorthodox style of shooting. But when it's the bottom of the net, it doesn't matter.
It's all good then. Split those free throws. Bay deficit is 5. Thomas almost lost it, hit the deck, and basketball turned over. Bay back the other way. Bounce feed in the lane. Alexopoulos attacks. No bucket this time, but a foul sent him to the line. Meantime, the Blue Dukes, they thought the ball was kicked on the other end. And they thought it should have been a whistle. Instead, it was a turnover. Chris Milner talking with the officials. The officials said, no, ball just hit the floor. So they let him play on. So here's Alexopoulos. This young man, his assignment, only a sophomore as well. He always draws one of the better scorers of the opponent, and that's a lot of choices for Bay with Moore, with Thompson. Clutch there at the free throw line, 70% shooter. Looked good there on both of them. Lead is 7 for Whitnall. Garcia. Fisher. Moore pops the 3, hits the deck and scores. No foul, he just fell backwards. That's how elevated he got to extend and hit that triple.
Great ball movement in the half court by the Blue Dukes. Frees up a wide open Elijah Moore from downtown.
Giant bucket there for Bay. They're down by 4. And Moore in the passing lane there, quick hands to poke it away. Hero to Taylor. Brault, who's had a huge game. Hands it off to Tyler. Back to Brault. Taylor. Quick turn on the block. And Kevion will go back to the line. Boy, once he got that bounce feed, Shannon, he just turned on the jets for a quick spin move.
Kind of looking, seeing where that foul occurred on that post. But as you said, quick spin move to the baseline. That's almost a sure 2.
80% free throw shooter, knocks down the first. Here's David Thompson. Has to come in with the 3 fouls. They need his offense, they need his quickness and his defensive pressure. Taylor, smooth on both tosses. Lead back to +6 for Whitnall. Moore, 3 ball. No, this one off. But a rebound to Garcia, who feeds Elijah and scores. Cade Garcia kind of duped everyone into thinking nothing was going on. But Moore knew what was going on. Stripped by Moore. Elijah back the other way. Scores again. And Bay getting more from Moore at the perfect time.
2 consecutive baskets by Moore.
And another steal. For 3 and the lead off the mark. Taylor, look out. And a foul from behind. Garcia tried the sneak attack steal from the backside and got a piece of Kevion.
Yeah, slowly we're seeing the momentum shift towards the Blue Dukes, and it's starting on the defensive end of the floor. 2 quick transition baskets off of their defense. And a heat check by Moore from 3, but was not able to connect. But that just gets the intensity flowing in your basketball team.
This place would have been crazy, going nuts with all the Blue Dukes fans if that one would have gone. Elijah ratcheting up a notch his game on both ends to bring his team closer. Hero got stuck. Alexopoulos. Back to Tyler up top. Loads up a 3 and hits. I mean, Zach Casey was right there, and Hero takes it anyway and scores. Thompson can't connect. Quarterbein tracks down the loose change. And then thrown away. Hero to the rack. They'll make him earn it. And just like that, Shannon, momentum shifts back again to the Falcons.
Absolutely. Off the steal, Tyler tries to go upstairs, but gets fouled by Moore. But before that play, he demanded the basketball. He clapped his hands twice saying, hey, I'm wide open. Then he has the isolation at the top of the key, bottom of the net.
Game on the line, this kid wants the basketball. Only a sophomore. Now he's an 82% free throw shooter, and he's wiping the hands. Didn't like the grip and missed the first one. He was the co-player of the year in the Woodland East along with Taurus Adams, who plays for Brown Deer on this court. Both those guys had tremendous seasons. Split the free throws there. Lead is 6 for Whitnall. 7 minutes plus left. Moore working on Thomas, finds Thompson. Quarterbein underneath and scores. Again, Thompson draws all the defenders his way. They forgot about Quarterbein underneath. Hero oohing and on the crowd. Poked away from behind. Thomas goes up and scores. Right place, right time for the senior.
Does Hero get the assist on that one?
By accident, yes. Moore for 3, no. Quarterbein getting dirty on the boards. Cleans up the offensive glass. Foul on Whitnall. It'll go against Alexopoulos.
Well, Quarterbein bailed Moore out on that shot. Once again, shooting too quick. But luckily for the Blue Dukes, Quarterbein gets them an extra possession.
Alexopoulos out, his 3rd foul. He'll get a breather here. Bay needing another big bucket here to stay close, and they get it. Who else? Elijah Moore.
And that's what he's good at, penetration, getting to the basket. Don't settle for jump shots. Do what you do best, and that's attacking the rim.
Steele Thompson, feed Quarterbein, Bay down by 2. Backcourt pressure, getting to Whitnall right now, but they get it ahead. And Kevion can't get the roll. Bay back the other way. Moore for the tie. You bet. Timeout Whitnall.
Elijah Moore answering the call. Recognizes the mismatch with Brault. Recognizes he's able to get to the basket at will with that strong hand. Absorbs the contact. Scores with ease.
You're seeing Elijah Moore, the senior, take over for Bay. You're seeing Tyler Hero, the sophomore, take over for Whitnall. Both players stepping it up here, trying to put their team on their shoulders. But right now, we're all even, Shannon. It's going to be who wants it more. And who is that X-factor guy besides Moore and Hero, who might be the hero in the end?
And this last 5 minutes and 41 seconds is going to come to possession basketball. On one end, taking care of avoiding turnovers. And on the other end, getting good shots and offensive rebound.
And that's 5:41 in regulation. It might take more. They're going to check Zach Casey. One of the officials thought that he spotted a scrape there. No harm, no foul. Backcourt pressure again by Bay. And Hero brings it up himself. Tyler dumped down to Brault. Poked away. Jake Fisher got his hands in on it. Brault attacks, changes hands in midair and can't get the bucket, but Hero gets it back. Tyler hounded. Finds Kevion, missed it. Second try is good by Taylor. Boy, the two-footers have been a struggle the last few times for Kevion.
A good second effort after springing the bounce on offensive rebound.
David Thompson goes in strong, hits the deck hard. Goes back to the line to shoot a pair. 79% free throw shooter.
Yeah, just one of those scrappy players that just always has a knack for the basketball.
Had 32 in the win Thursday night against Milwaukee, Washington. Rolled off the first. So Whitnall will stay in front here regardless of this free throw as Darren Thomas, the senior, back in for Mixon. Got the second. 1 point lead for the Falcons. Hero. Had that one blocked by Casey. Here comes Bay the other way, looking for the lead. Thompson, back to Casey. Bay back in front.
Whitnall's going to have to do a better job of getting Tyler Hero open. He's having to bring the basketball up the floor, create offense for himself. He needs a ball screen just to free a little bit of space.
Taylor traveled. He turned, flung it up over his head, knew he was stuck, and it wouldn't matter because he took extra steps on the backside. Blue Duke's defense, again, just stifling Whitnall at the moment. So now Bay will play from the front side, up by one. Quarterbein, Fisher, Casey, Thompson, and Elijah Moore in there for the Blue Dukes. Fisher, Harrow in the passing lane, gets the steal, puts it in, Whitnall back in front. Thompson back the other way quickly, lost it on the way up. Alexopoulos needs help, finds Taylor. They find Harrow, back to Alexopoulos, and timeout Whitnall. Good timeout there by Steve Kujawa. Things were a little hectic, getting it up and over into the front court. They'll settle things down, talk about it with 3:50 to go. Lake Country Publications and now newspapers, mobile and ready for action, with coverage in print and online. We are where you are. Kaukauna knocked off Cedarburg from the North Shore. Whitefish Bay trying to represent the North Shore in Division II. The winner here gets Wanakee in the D2 semifinals next Friday at the Kohl Center in Madison. And there you see the final there. This one still up for grabs in Division II. Hero trying to be the hero, can't get that one, but Taylor helps his teammate out with the putback. Whitnall by 3. Boy, Hero is lurking in that passing lane again. Fisher up top, feeds it to Casey, and a whistle and a foul. When the ball went inside, it goes against Brault for the reach-in foul. 15 foul. So the next one puts Bay in the bonus. Stutter step Moore. Inside he goes to score again. 1 point lead for Whitnall.
Outstanding play by Moore with the pump fake. Goes along the baseline strong with the left.
Hero. Taylor cleans him up again. Good to have the 6'5" junior on your backside. Quarterbind goes in and gets fouled with a vengeance. Alexopoulos gonna make him earn it. That's the 5th on Daniel. He's done. Whitefish Bay, they wanted the and one. They wanted the goaltend, pinning it off the glass. But just the foul on Alexopoulos, his 5th, he's out. Daniel, only a sophomore, did his job there. Macklin Quarterbind, only 45% free throw shooter. Whatever, right? At this point?
Yeah, he'll take it wherever you can get it.
Even off the glass, even without calling it. This kid had a terrific season on the football field at running back. And yeah, Macklin, I thought so. He jumped the line. He knew from the release that didn't have a chance, and he tried to jump in there and get the putback. So 1 for 2 at the stripe. Makes it a 2-point game once again. Bay gonna match up man-to-man. Full court pressure here. But Hero good with the basketball. Brings it into the front court. Dumps it down to Taylor. Kevion with the head fake. Goes back to the line.
What we've been seeing the last few possessions is Hero being more of a playmaker. Handling the ball from the point guard position. Making him more of a creator. And Taylor has been able to be the benefactor on the offensive glass, and on the dump down pass from Hero, he gets fouled.
He doesn't want to be the alpha dog, but right now, he's playing the role. Steve Kujawa said he wants to be Robin. Let Tyler be Batman. Right now, they're a dynamic duo, I would say. And perfect at the line once again. Big free throws there. Whitnall back in front by 4. Thompson to the rack. Off balance shot won't go. And saved by Brault, but thrown away. 3-ball, Casey, yes! 1 point game. Zach Casey answers after Bay lost it and got it back. Taylor takes it in, gets stuffed, keeps it alive. Last touch by Quarterbind. It'll stay with Whitnall. And now the Falcons nursing a 1 point lead. Taylor turns, fires, hits. Huge hoop there. Casey thought about a triple for the tie. Instead, it's Thompson going in. Lost it on the way up. Taylor got a piece of it. And now if you're Bay, you got a foul. Or not. Thomas puts it in. Whitnall by 5.
Well, let's talk about Tyler Hero. We know what he can do offensively. But what he's showing these scouts tonight is his ability to be a playmaker on the basketball floor. He's taken the challenge, recognized he's struggling, and became a creator for his teammates.
And we said at the beginning, Shannon, This kid can score in bunches, but he can also defer. He can also bring the ball up and look to distribute, and that's what he's done here, finding Kevion Taylor time and time again, and Taylor has answered, paying off those assists, and back to the line to try to ice this one perhaps. Good on the first. Steve Kujawa pacing, hoping his team can finish with a flurry here.
Now, Whitefish Bay has to be smart. All of their baskets need to be going.
Well, you were saying, throw it away. Taylor takes it in. That'll go, and a foul, and that may do it. That bucket just might send the Falcons to the Kohl Center with 1:08 to go.
Whitnall just continues to make all the hustle plays. Starts off with the steal by Taylor. Keeps his head up. The defender was not set. He's at the line for and one.
And the and one converted. In a blink, a 9-point lead for Whitnall. Zach Casey turns and scores under a minute left in regulation. Taylor and Harrell, both outstanding free throw shooters. Brault finds Thomas, who's not. There's the foul.
Well, Thomas has to get rid of that basketball. He's shooting 44% from the free throw line. He's not the guy that needs to hold it. You need to get that ball like a hot potato and get it back to Harrell or Brault.
So Bay got the right guy to the line, but a lot of time ran off the clock there. So here is Thomas, the senior. Big one there. And Thomas's coach was mimicking the free throw shot. They both went in. 3 ball on the way, good by Jake Fisher. Timeout Whitefish Bay. Still breathing here, but perhaps running out of time. 35.8 left. Whitnall in front by 6. Kevion Taylor, the 6'5 junior, Shannon, he has been dynamite, cleaning up the glass, taking the feeds from his sophomore teammate, Tyler Harrell, finding ways to get all these big buckets down the stretch.
Absolutely. He's picking up where, Tyler was struggling in the first half. He's been able to be that offensive weapon. Also, defensively, he's made his mark as well.